Ladies and gentlemen, please, please have a seat so that we can start our event. I am Zebun Nisa, the National Local Government Association, ADLG. I'm serving in National Local Government Association, ADLG, as Advocacy and Capacity Building Manager. Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, we start the digital SDGs Knowledge Hub launching ceremony with the recitation of Holy Quran. I would like to invite Mr. Umar Imtiaz Rana for recitation of Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صدق الله العظيم جزاك الله.
Jazakallah. Now I would like to invite Mia Rajan Sultan Pirzada. Sir, please come on the stage and have a seat. Miss Romina Khurshid Alam, ma'am, please come on the stage and have a seat. Dr. Bernardia, please come on the stage and have a seat. And Mr. Ovidio Mick, Head of EU Cooperation, sir, please come on the stage and have a seat. Mr. Ali Kamal, Chief SDGs Unit, sir, please come on the stage. Thank you, sir. Association for Development of Local Governance. ADLG is a national association of local governments in Pakistan. Since last 10 years, in line with Article 7, Article 32, 140A, and 219D of the Constitution of Pakistan 1973. Association for Development is endeavoring a vital role, endeavoring his for sustainable and local democracy across Pakistan. It is also playing a vital role among the federal, provincial, and local governments for improved municipal services, policy legislation, and capacity building of councillors. Before I call upon the Honorable Mia Rajan Sultan Pirzada for welcome remarks, I would like to briefly tell you about him. He is a, he is a president of Local Council Association, National Local Council Association, ADLG. He has served as chairman, district council, district Lodhra, and he has a strong political background. I would request Mia Rajan Sultan Pirzada for welcome remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Worthy Miss Romina Khurshid, Sahiba, Dr. Banaria, all the worthy guests, I welcome you on behalf of ADLG, which is Association for the Development of Local Governance. I think ADLG and all our local council associations, we have 4 local council associations at the moment. One is LCA Punjab. We have Ms. Fauzia, President of LCA Punjab. One is Local Council Association of Balochistan. We have President Mr. Lahiri. One is Local Council Association of Sindh. We have Mr. Kumel. And one is Local Council Association of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. We have Mr. 𝘼𝙗𝙨. All the distinguished guests from different walks of life. We have a Member of Parliament. We are expecting Mr. Dr. S. N. Iqbal Saab, Minister for Planning and Development. I think this is the time that the local governments in Pakistan, although at present, as the local governments around the globe have a very vital and very vibrant role to play to strengthen democracies around the world. As it is always said that the local governments are the foundation for democracies. And it is very true, because the local governments and the local representatives, they represent their local communities. The knowledge that they share is the true knowledge which really helps to strengthen those communities and which are the true representation or the aspirations of those communities. In Pakistan, somehow or the other, local governments have not been sustained like the way they should. We do have constitutional protection. Constitution with 140A article is very clear that the local governments should have the political, administrative, and the financial autonomy. But in our country, as the democratic norms have not taken that much foundation, we at the national level lack the will to share powers. There have been bureaucratic hurdles as well. And I think only systems can improve if we really take a critical, but in a more positive way, to take a way forward. I think the media has been very vocal. Media has always raised the concerns. The media has been very vocal in advocating the real need for strong local governments. It is very natural that the participation at the grassroots level is what really is needed. When you want to reach out the public at large, the best forum is right from your villages, from your local communities, from your municipalities. Besides your municipal services, local government can play a very substantial role to uplift the livings of the people, because the sense of ownership that this local government system can impart to the people, because people are very comfortable with their local representatives, because they are easily accessible. They know the real hardships the local communities face at the local levels, because the local representatives, they are very much with them in all their hardships, in all their day-to-day matters. So they can be of very substantial use. And every system of government has multilateral things to observe. If we take the responsibility of the local governments at the local level, local governments can help in developing infrastructure. They can help to improve the standards of health sector. They can improve the education system. They can contribute to eradicate poverty. Like in Pakistan, back in 2001, when we had a very good local government system introduced by then President Musharraf. Besides that, he was a military dictator, but if he had done something good, we must appreciate. That system in itself was very contributive. That system really, I think, could have delivered if it was accepted by our bureaucracy. The idea of CCB, Citizen Community Board, it was an idea where there was a public civil partnership. The idea of ownership, it is very natural. If you spend your time, if you spend your money, it is very natural that you will take ownership of that project. That was the core idea behind that initiative. And all around the world, if we are talking of the Western world, the reason why they have developed, the reason why they have given better livings to the people is because they have introduced better systems. Individually, if we are taken into that system, we can perform very well. The reason, when it comes to our environment, there are certain obstacles. The people who really matter in policy makings, they have their own vested interest. I think we should look at the miseries of people. Every person in this world comes with a certain obligation. We must stand for a common cause, and that is for the betterment of people. We, as a Pakistani, we take a national pride that we have been given an independent country. And independence in itself is a big blessing. If we look around the world, people, when they have lost independence, what miseries they are going through. So as a nation, we have a responsibility that we should do our level best to raise our voice, and we should stand united for the collective cause and the betterment of our people. I'm very thankful to Ms. Barnadia, to all the worthy dignitaries who have took time to become our voice for strengthening of this local government system. And I think, and I'm very optimistic that whenever you have different seminars, conferences, they are never in vain. This voice gets heard in one or the other way. No matter what, even if the people who do not want this system to succeed, I think with collective efforts, definitely they will have to go with the voices of public. Pakistan has a history of 75 years. And all these democracies, they have not just become strong democracies overnight. They have gone through different evolutionary processes. It is only that when civil society feels its obligation that we as a civil society have to play a role, only then things change. It is very natural that all the beneficiaries of any system, they do not let the things go easily. You have to ensure in a more positive and in a more composed way. And you have to convince them that if we work together, we can really make a difference. Because any system where people are taking advantages, it's very difficult that if you just walk in and you expect that they will let the things go. No. But if you logically convince them that we all are here just to promote and to make a better country, to make a better community, definitely, I think the benevolent forces always prevail. Always there have been, if we look at the European history, American history, the history of Indian subcontinent and our neighboring countries, I always have I think, because you have to have a comparative analysis. Our neighboring country, India, for that matter, when we took independence in 1947, our per capita was higher than India. With such a huge population, despite there are, I think it is very versatile society with so many religions, with so many different castes, with so many, there are certain, in their society, the system itself is very complex. But if you take a analytical view, the reason why India has surpassed in economic terms is because of the continuity of system. We must realize that if we really have to help our people, we have to really strengthen Pakistan, all the corridors of power, they must realize that we have to adopt the best practices in the world. European countries, we are always appreciative of what systems they have introduced, and they are working for the betterment of their people. They have the best health systems, they have the best educational institutions. So the core need is always there to strengthen our institutes. We as individuals, we come and go, but the institutions are there to help out people. And all those countries where this one thing has been clearly taken as a prime important thing is that we should always strengthen our institutes if we have to really make a good change. Pakistan has tremendous potentials. We have a huge human resource. We have, I think, 480 million earning hands. How can a nation with such a huge human resource can lag behind? When there is a will, there is a way. Always Allah Almighty has helped those nations who have stood for their and who are determined to succeed. Countries like Turkey, Malaysia, they are excellent examples. You just look at last 40 years, they have grown tremendously in every dimension. They have grown on human index. They have grown in their educational fields. If we just look at Pakistani doctors, engineers, lawyers, any walk of the life, we have so much potential. But what we are lagging is the systems. Every now and then, we move 5 steps forward and then we go back 10 steps. If we keep on doing like this, I think we are not helping our country. And we should have a patience to listen to others. We should have a more tolerant attitude towards others. This world is a beautiful place if we really become good listeners. We should appreciate our neighbors. We should try to live in harmony. Our religion, gives us this lesson. The word Islam always says that salamti. We should respect every religion. We should try to be humble. Allah Almighty, I think, likes someone who is humble. We should be very expressive. We should share our thoughts, but we should be always tolerant. With these humble suggestions and my feelings, I would once again thank you all, and especially the management of ADLG. I would appreciate UCLG, United Citizens Local Governments, Dr. Banadia. She has been very helpful. European Union, are all local concert associations. They have always been there. And as a team, I think we have worked for a number of different projects. And I think in near future, we would be doing lot many other things. Once again, thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the appreciation. No doubt, this era is a digital era, and sharing knowledge, best practices, and experiences. Digital tool is very useful and accessible to all, and it provides instant information to learn and implement wherever you are. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite convener Parliamentary National SDGs Task Force. She is also advisor to Prime Minister of Pakistan. She is one among the leading women political leaders, and she is very passionate to achieve Agenda 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Romina Khurshid Alam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, dear, for inviting me. Although the time was morning, but now it's afternoon, so I would say good afternoon. And assalamu alaikum to all of you, and especially I would really like to pay my regards to Mr. Mian Rajan Sultan Pirzada Sahib, Dr. Banadia, Mr. Ali Kamal from the Planning and Development side, Secretary General for UCLG and ASPAC, Mr. Head of the EU Cooperation, and all the worthy guests over here, my very honorable Bhabi, and also a very Dabang lady who's sitting also here, and all the worthy guests and the local organizations and those parliamentarians and media and the worthy guests, whoever here. And if someone is online, assalamu alaikum to all of you. I'm sorry for my bad throat. First of all, although it has been given me the written speech, but I'll try to manipulate a little bit. I hope I will be forgiven by a few people. But the thing, because the whole scenario has been changed when Mr. Rajan Sultan Pirzada Sahab has given the welcome remarks. And what he said, so after a long time, I felt that someone is saying those words, which I usually say in the different events or when we meet to our task force on SDGs. Because it's my very, very firm belief that the SDGs, when we talk about the SDGs, we cannot achieve, we can't do anything, even we can't achieve a single SDGs until and unless we are not going to engage the local governments. Because they, as he said so very well, that is the basic, actually the democracy. From where, like, of course, the member of the provisional assemblies or member of the national assemblies, of course, they are the ones who know the pulse of the people. But before them, I think they are the ones, not I think, I have run the research on that, we have gone through with that these are the basic and the strongest backbone, and they are the ones who can play the pivotal role. the pivotal role to not only achieve the SDGs, in fact, whatever the betterment we want, that can be done. And when we talk about not only about the India, when I talk about when I've gone through the research or we are going through with different partners, I think SARC region has done better jobs. So I think it's more important to learn from each other's best practices. And then again, once again, I really appreciate that whoever so, either the role of someone is good or bad, I think Allah is there to judge, or sometimes, of course, the people we all also judge. But if someone has done a good job, we should acknowledge. So I really believe that Mr. Rajan has a big heart to say the good words about Mr. Musharraf, that the local governments, the way they have developed. But coming back to the subject, when we are talking about the initiatives, because the most of the things he has said, and I'm sure the technical points will be followed by Ms. Ali Kamal, and of course Dr. Binadia, she will also put some light on them. I would really like to say that, when we talk about the localization of, or the local dimensions of SDG, means that, municipalities and cities are not only the implementing agencies, but that their challenges, opportunities, achieving the SDGs deserve special recognition in that. Of course, the Planning and Development Ministry in all the provinces, they are playing a great role. They're trying to collaborate, they're trying to engage, but I think the work right now, these organizations, and I would really like to appreciate Mr. Anwar, Sajjad Shah Saab, and other those who are being the part of this organization, like with them, as we are from the SDG side, we are co-hosting it. The basic agenda and the basic point is to bring again and again, and I am sorry for my harsh words if someone feel like, I believe that we need to hammer it again and again. We need to hammer it again, because without that we can't. We have data issues over here, of course. So a few of the people, they will definitely mention again and again, but then who's going to solve the solutions? Of course, that because those local organizations, they have the pulse of the people. People from the local governments, they have the pulse of the people, because they know, because before taking the antibiotic, because as I'm going to the doctor, so of course first we took the first aid, then we go to the doctor, and if we are not getting the proper treatment, then we jump to the antibiotic, and then on the ventilator, maybe, whatever. So, but first aid is very important, and this local governments are the ones who just not only work, they develop the immune system of the society. That masalati committees and the waste management staff, that things, and those forces of like, if you talk about the Girls Guide or the Boy Scouts, why it has been developed. Because, and then other than that, if we follow, of course, we live in Islamic Jamhuriyat Pakistan, and we know, and if we follow, I'm a very small or a new learner of Islam, but I believe, the group working, the team working, as he mentioned, the team is the worth. Team mechanism, where there's a will, there is a way. It can't be happen that if we say that I want to do something but I can't achieve, like, when it's very I'm alhamdulillah, I'm being very thankful to Allah Almighty that he has given this success to my SDG secretariat, and it's not mine, it's of course of the whole parliament. It's not Rumina, it's my team. And the day when I joined, that was the 2nd of the June, I was not having a single penny. In fact, few of our partners, they don't want to work. I don't feel shame in it. But today, along with my team, we tried, we gathered, we worked on those weaknesses. And today we are in front of everyone. That today we have been highly acknowledged in the UNDSA. We have been highly acknowledged. We went to South Korea, and in the even Iran, they have. It was although surprising for me, but they invited as of in the top 6 influential women they have invited. But that's not me. It's all the commitment of my team. It's all the work of teamwork. So of course, administration skills, these everything matters a lot. And when we talk about this goal 11, of course, the sustainable cities, in that what we want, we all go through with, like, the biggest challenge was when I joined. It was of course the CDA in Islamabad. Everybody was saying they don't gonna listen. So there's just one example which I wanted to share with you, that how we can work. we can do wonders. Like on the 30th of the June, we all knew that on the July there was been high alarming situation of the floods, and as we all know that the last year Islamabad, most of the areas were being under the flood. So what we have done from the SDG side, we wrote a letter to the CDA. They didn't reply. Then by using the little executive powers, we have sent them the letter, and the Mr. Commissioner and all the force was there. And what we have done after that, I have asked them that what you're doing for the flood. They said, "Madam, we had like hope you don't mind a little bit Urdu, but I'll try not to go in Urdu. But मैंने थोड़ा सा बड़ी प्यार मोहब्बत से जो है ना, with the love, I asked them, what you gonna do for that? They have shown me a beautiful picture. The picture which I already knew, because of course I'm not a child, but I tried to be that, okay, it's good to be fool in front of the foolish, that when they think that they're making you fool, but they don't know who they're making fool. So I said, very good, okay, so what you gonna do? They told everything, and I said, okay, give me the timeline. They said, "Madam, 3 to 4 days." I said, 3 or 4. They said, okay, 3, because they didn't know to whom they're making the commitment. It was not me. Again, the commitment was with the SDG Secretariat, which is the task force of the Parliament. So the commitment was with not Rumina, the commitment was with the Parliament. So after exact third day, I've asked my staff to give them the soft reminder that have they done? They didn't reply. They thought that who's gonna come. So on the fourth day, along with my team, wearing boots and taking the shopper and gloves, we went there. And when they came to know that, oh God, this is something happened, before we reached, the machinery and everything was being there. And those all pictures and all things were on the website of the SDGs. So those area which was being highly alarming situation of the floods were being saved. So like for telling you this, it doesn't mean that I want some appreciation from you. I just want to say that where there is a will, there's a way. And there are so many things which doesn't need that much money. They need commitment. They need the planning. They need the administration. They need the collaboration. The things were there. We just need to, I think, get them on board, how we can engage them. So, and I think with the local governments, we can face not only one goal, but the local governments, what not we can achieve. Like if you take an example of Sri Lanka, over there, child malnutrition thing has been sorted out. Like over there, the midwives, just the midwives, they are highly technical aware, equipped. Of the child, and just come talu kehte hain, the water level of a child, they check with that and they put them on the record. So why can't we are much more, not I think the people more advanced. We were the ones, I know there were so many bad things happen. So much bad has been done in the past, because from the day I've joined the SDGs, I'm not doing any political like statement over, because I believe this is, nothing is more big rather than SDGs. This is the basic political sense. As Mr. Rajan said, the democracy, yes, SDGs are the basic things. If anyone, if any person who is from the local governments, they can achieve that along with the support of their national and provisional assemblies. And I think they are the ones who can put the pressures, because of course the members are whatever the committees, they can put the pressure. So, and then of course this is a collaboration of the local government, then the provisional, and then the federation, and then the most important, the key role is the civil organization, the civil societies. But that again depend that which civil societies. Are we going for the quality, or are we just want to do the sake of the sake? So I believe we should need to come up with more on the solutions. As I've already said so much, and I just want to wrap up, because I know most of my worthy guests are sitting on the stage. They're going to share more, and they're going to put the light more. And I put the technical thing with Mr. Ali Kamal. We have usually lots of fight with each other, like the departmental and on SDGs. But I would really want to say thank you, Ali. We bothered you a lot. And we tease you a lot. But of course, at the end, this is nothing me, nothing you. It's for all of us. And in the end, I just wanted to request the civil organization, EU and Dr. Benadia, that this is very good, something which you are doing. But I would request that we need to focus, not only because I believe when it was the climate change issue, still it's going on. That time also I said, every time I said that we need to focus, we cannot mix the apples with the oranges. Please, we need to come up with where apple is going to fit and where orange. We cannot apply every remedy on everyone. So for that, I think first of all, when we talk about the South Asia region or Asia Pacific, I believe first of all, we have to work on the very close neighboring countries. We need to do the revival of the SARC as well, where we can help, where we can learn the best practices from each other. And of course, the Knowledge Hub. SDG Secretariat is very much there, very much working. Today I don't know who's going to be the next. But of course, no one is going to remain. But if we're going to set some standards for others, I think whoever is going to come, maybe they will want to achieve at least the maximum side of that. And then, of course, I'm really thankful and I appreciate EU funded lead project, and will expect that EU continues its support for building the capacity of local governments and also offer their technical expertise, in which when we see that something happened, how their local governments, their local organizations, how actively they work, and they're very much equipped. And I would really like to request, I wish I could do something, but those people who work with this, like the sewerage, the due cleaning, if we can give them some sort of equipments along with the planning development, if any project can be designed, because I think they need to have that kits, because they don't have those gases which they are getting in inhaling it. That is something very painful. This is one of my requests. I see there are great potential in this knowledge hub to develop the nexus of volunteer national level progress. I extend National Parliamentary Task Force, of course, as I've mentioned, that all sort of any legislation, any work, along with the force, along with the our task forces from the 4 provinces, along with the 2 legislative assemblies. When we talk about 2 legislative assemblies, of course, 𝘿𝙤𝙤 and Azad Jammu Kashmir. I offer my appreciation for lead, ADLG, and United Council for Local Government, Asia Pacific for their technical support and dedication for strengthening local governments in Pakistan. I'm hoping that with the support of ADLG, the local governments will soon be able to effectively participate in the tracking of SDGs progress. It is regularly updated at the Knowledge Hub. Thank you very much. May you have a great day. Shukriya.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, you are very right. Without local government, we cannot achieve Agenda 2030. As it is widely recognized, Agenda 2030, for the achievement of this agenda, local government have 65%, around 65% role of local government to achieve this agenda. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Banadia Eravati Chandra Devi. She is Secretary General of United Cities and Local Government Asia Pacific. She is one among the international champions on local governments. She is serving Asia Pacific local governments from more than a decade. I request Dr. Banadia to please come on the podium and share the keynotes. Dr. Banadia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon. Let me greet all honorable guests and speakers. First, Ms. Romina Khurshid Alam. I think we got cold together when we were in Karachi because it was cold. The meeting place was very cold. And also let me greet the president of ADLG and also all the presidents of LCAs. We have LCA Asia, LCA Punjab, and also we have KP and also all the ADLG board members. Let me also greet Mr. Ovidio Mik, the head of the cooperation of the EU, and also Mr. Ali Kamal from the government of Pakistan, and all of you who are here. Very good afternoon. I know that many of people want to join this meeting. And a good thing is that we connect this meeting with the YouTube. So if you are not here, you can also see the YouTube, and also like to welcome all the online participants who join us today. It's really an honor for me to speak here and also witness the launch of the Knowledge Hub, leading the localization of SDGs with Parliamentarian Task Force on SDGs. And this event is jointly organized with ADLG and UCAG ASPAC, and of course with the Parliamentarian Task Force, and supported by the EU, the funded organization of the SDGs project. I think I don't need to argue how important local government is in local development. 65% of SDGs targets must be done at the local level. If local governments are not given a good mandate, good authority, then SDGs will not be implemented. And we know a lot of challenges that local governments have, not only in Pakistan, all over the world. There are limited resources. There are also a lack of capacity. They also have not a good enabling environment. They also have so many things, limited support from other governments. But I really pleased that it doesn't stop us to continue what we believe in, that local governments, other politicians, other bureaucrats, and the systems can meet all these 2030 goals. And we know, and this is possible because we have seen how Japan, how South Korea, and other countries managed to do this. So this is why we are so grateful when the EU provided us with the support on the SDGs localization, because then we see that there is a trust for local governments to implement this SDGs localization. And in the continuation of today's event, there will be another policy forum that is organized in February. Unfortunately, I cannot join the one in February. And you will be discussing further about strengthening interrelations, because you need a good system. You need a very good enabling environment for local governments to perform well. We have conducted assessment of 24 countries in Asia Pacific on enabling environment, looking at the legislation, looking at the capacity, looking at the community participation. And Pakistan, we need to have more on those enabling environment. But I'm pleased that we made progress in this SDGs localization program, although the progress was very slow. But I think we managed to come up with the progress on this SDGs localization with the stakeholders alliances, because we cannot just work with local governments. We need to engage community stakeholders, private companies, and in Karachi last Monday, we learned a lot about PPP, for example, how the private money used for SDGs localization in the field of education. So we should not just wait until your central government gave money. And I agree with what you say. We should start with small things, but really make an impact, bring impact for your society, because your society, your constituencies cannot wait until all those things come to you. So we need to start small, but bring impact on this. So, and I'm also like to use this occasion to thanks Parliamentarian Task Force. We signed agreement in 2019. Thank you for being a good partners of us. And I know that this partnership will certainly continue beyond the project durations. And I also like to thank EU for the support. And also you acknowledge the importance of local governments and CSO. That's, I think, a great, really policies in which you believe local authorities as essential development actors in building broad-based democratic ownership of development. So I don't need to explain more about the LIST project. I think you are. I also like to welcome the Minister of Special of Planning and Reform of. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. So I just Let me say a few words about digital technology. This is a chance for us to grab those technology. I think McKinsey in the research has mentioned that due to the pandemic, a digital transformation had been accelerated by 7 years globally and 10 years in Asia Pacific. And we have seen also not only in the country but everywhere in Asia Pacific how a lot of local governments have been transforming into digitalized system for improving the system, increase transparency, bring trust, and also reduce corruption. This is very important for us. And I also noted what Ms. Romina mentioned about working with neighborhood countries. We actually, I just gave you example. There are 10 countries under ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. And here in South Asia, you have SAARC. We have been working very well with ASEAN, and we gather all the local governments in 10 member countries of ASEAN, and we receive accreditation from ASEAN as the only affiliated network of cities and local governments under the name of ASEAN Mayor's Forum in ASEAN. So let me close here by thanking all of you, and we are ready also to work with SAARC. We have actually tried to make a link with SAARC when we were in Nepal, because SAARC secretary is located in Nepal. It was the first step, but it's always challenging to start the things from the beginning. But we believe, and I think we always see that if there is a will, strong will, there is always a way. So once again, due to limited time, maybe I don't need to show these slides, but this is also show this knowledge hub. And I also like to thank the Minister of Planning that you will be hosting this knowledge hub. And we will be assuring that this will not just be a platform, but make an active platform for all of us, not for us basically, but for all of us, for society, for community, for private company, for local governments, and in which you can use this as your interactive platform for all of us to make this 2030 agenda and 2030 agenda. It's not just dreaming, but something that we can all achieve regardless whatever challenges that you face. So I trust that all of us will make good progress and make a bold actions and bold decisions that everything is possible. So thank you once again, and I hope to welcome you to Indonesia. So then you can also see the localization of SDGs program that we run together with EU Indonesia and still continue even it was completed in 2021. So thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, ma'am. I warmly welcome to Honorable Minister Dr. Ehsan Iqbal, Minister for Planning and Development Special Initiative, and Honorable Mr. Khalid Javed, Secretary to Planning Development, Parliamentary Secretary, Planning Development and Special Initiative. Welcome, sir. Keeping in mind the importance of digital tools, the lead for SDGs localization in Pakistan has developed inclusive digital SDGs Knowledge Hub with the support of European Union delegation to Pakistan, United Cities and local government Asia Pacific, and Ministry of Planning, Development and Special Initiative. Now I would like to invite our Knowledge Management and Communication Manager, Mr. 𝘼𝙗𝙗 Rana, to share the key features of the Knowledge Hub and its effectiveness. 𝘼𝙗𝙗 Rana.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to pay my regards to all the esteemed guests who are sitting besides me. Wait, we have a technical glitch. Just give me a second. Connection yeah. Okay, it's okay. Launch, हाँ. बोल इधर ही बुलाना. हाँ. Okay, I think because of the issue over there in this wire, now it's okay. Okay. Okay, we're really sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, Lead for SDGs has developed this knowledge hub with the EU funding and UCLG co-funding uh, to collaborate after collaboration with the Planning Commission to provide tailor-made information and knowledge products for various stakeholders working on SDGs. It would serve as a central repository of trusted and inclusive information, a platform capable of nurturing the sustained acquisition of SDGs knowledge beyond the Lead for SDGs project to benefit the development practitioners and decision makers. It provides you a unified space for all the stakeholders to accumulate data and knowledge resources related to SDGs. It provides you opportunities to raise awareness of your stakeholders and integrate Agenda 2030 activities and impacts in this whole repository. Technically, the knowledge repository is unique. The SDGs Knowledge Hub is unique because Its nature lies in inclusivity. And all the data is relevant to stakeholders with appropriate accreditation on the hub for common use. It is difficult to find an inclusive, ratified, and relevant repository on SDGs knowledge material in Pakistan nowadays. Because when, when you share data with us, it provides you a quick traffic through search engine optimization. And our knowledge partners, due to close coordination with high-level decision makers, provides us the optimization, and in return, we also get the traffic due to their remarkable knowledge materials. So basically, the project is accumulating knowledge material published by primary stakeholders and knowledge partners who are collaborating with the lead for SDGs in the dissemination of data to provide an easy and quick searchable knowledge base for various stakeholders working on SDGs achievement. And if I talk about the accessibility of the Knowledge Hub, it's basically equipped with all the basic functionality and responsiveness of a good and functional web portal. But along with that, it has an APIs that are transferable to any other website, and the programming is customized and can be changed as per the need and future installations. The interface can be connected to all basic social media platforms to share information quickly with any visitor. The live embeds or display of different formats of content is also active, such as if you want to attach documents or videos, it has all the facilities. Now I would like to have a glance with you all of our product. So this is our product. If you can see, it has 4 main sections along with the searching options, the news feeds, the current news feeds, which are giving us a latest updates on SDGs, latest happenings in Pakistan, and the current updates regarding local governments and localizations. I think it's really difficult for our guests to watch the screen. I should, okay, we'll give you the link. You can surf on your telephones and laptops. Yeah. So I'll talk about the next layer of this knowledge repository. So the next layer involves the knowledge repository, which has 5 different categories. After these 2 main categories, we have 5 categories in the global goals, which gives us access to all 17 SDGs. And these categories has all the different sort of materials. For example, if we take the example of the category second, people, it has 5 SDGs. And if I click over here, it has different sort of different formats of knowledge material. It has training manuals, local government crash courses, podcasts on awareness raising and advocacy sessions in different remote areas, teachers training manuals on SDG 4, different articles and researches, training sessions for women. So it has different educational material as per the category number second. So if I go back, and all of other activities has the same setup. Suppose, let me tell you one interesting thing of this hub. If you want to search about For example, I would like to search regarding uh, VNR, VNR of Pakistan. I will, I would type here. Let me go to the home. I will type VNR over here, and within a second, within a nanosecond, it can give you access to Pakistan's voluntary national review. Here you can have the document and you can download it. And let's talk about the second main category, which is local government. And if I click over here, you can have two different categories. One category has the local government laws, the latest gazetted laws that local government has. The second one has all the salient resources, links, and departmental websites that are related to SDGs. Let's go back. So I'm trying to sum up now. After these two sections, the fourth, after these two sections, the third one is the featured section, where we feature different prominent researches and applications if someone is working on. So basically the concept is all the information is inclusive, properly credited, and after the credit, we ratify all the information and research material, then we publish it. So I think that's it. Due to the shortage of time, I have to sum up. So we'll start the launch process.
Thank you, Omar. Now it's a time to formally launch the Inclusive Digital SDGs Knowledge Hub. For this, I would like to invite Honorable Minister for Planning, Development and Special Initiative, Professor Ehsan Iqbal. Sir, please kindly come on the podium and launch the Knowledge Hub. Omar, sir, please. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Mr. 𝘍𝑒𝑑𝑖𝑜 Head of EU Cooperation from EU Delegation to Pakistan, for sharing his thoughts and insight. Sir.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ehsan Iqbal, Minister, Planning and Development Special Initiatives, Mr. 𝘍𝑒𝑑𝑖𝑜 𝑚, Parliamentary Secretary, Honorable Members of Parliament, Ms. Romina, Dr. Bernadia, dear colleagues, dear guests. It's a real pleasure for me to be here today. Good afternoon and assalamu alaikum. I'm just quickly going to run you through our commitment to SDG on the EU side, and then maybe looking a bit also the role of the local authorities and local government. As you have heard from the previous speakers, they do play an important role, and from our point of view, they should play the most important role, I would say, as well, given their proximity to the citizens as well. But let's take a step back and look at the sustainable development, which for us on the EU side, it's one of the, if not the main priority, both internally as well as externally within our work. Internally within the EU, we are committed to implement the SDG in each of our 27 member states, and we're working towards that and publishing yearly our reports as well at each member state level, as well as a consolidated one at the European Union level. We have been instrumental, as you know, together with Pakistan and other countries in pushing forward to the 2030 agenda in its formulation as well as in adoption, and we are remaining committed to work together with you and other partners in implementing it locally in the EU and internationally outside the EU as well. Therefore, we're still here today with you working on this. It's also part of our strategic engagement plan, which was signed in 2019 between the EU and Pakistan, and it's one of the core, the backbone of the engagement that we have with the country as well. Nevertheless, if we look at the progress achieved up to now, this has been tremendous. However, if we look at the impact the floods have had in 2022, unfortunately, this have wiped out a lot of the progress achieved in poverty reduction and in sustainable development across the country. And we're very happy to see that under the leadership as well of the Dr. Iqbal, the minister, we have been able to work together in assessing this impact, but even more so looking forward, developing a recovery resilience strategy to support the federal, provincial, even more so the local authorities, again, I'd say, in addressing and supporting recovery and construction process. As part of our multi-annual indicative program covering until 2027 from 2021, sustainable development is the cornerstone as well of the work to be undertaken. And we hope that with the support of the local government, we'll be able to move forward and implement our agreements as well. As I mentioned previously, we see the local governments as the main actor to work for the sustainable development, especially in addressing poverty, climate change, as well as local level development. On the EU side, internally, we have adopted two communications, one in 2008 and one in 2013, which not only clearly spells out the role that we see local government are playing, but also our commitment to supporting local government inside the EU and outside us, again, in our work. Therefore, also under the principle of subsidiarity, we see the local governments as able to act, to take decisions and ensure service delivery at the local level, which are critical for implementing the SDG agenda in EU, but also in Pakistan. In Pakistan, we also are noting happily increased recognition of the role the local governments can play. Nevertheless, we do see a need to strengthen and fully empower them to be able to deliver on this role, ensure that they have the necessary means and resources, as well as are able to move ahead, have the capacity to move ahead and contribute to the governance, local governance development, and ultimately poverty reduction as well. However, we're here today, of course, to recognize the work that has been done by the program supporting both the parliamentary task force, the local authorities in moving ahead on the SDG implementation, and the work that we are undertaking, or we have been undertaking with both the Commonwealth Local Governments Forum as well as the Asia-Pacific chapters of the United Cities and Local Governments, working together to strengthen the Association of Local Governments in Pakistan has bear fruits, and I hope that today's launch and the hub that has been developed by the Ministry of Planning will be a turning point in using the data collected at the local level and sharing and informing the decisions moving forward as well. I will stop here now, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final thoughts, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister, Minister for Planning, Development and Special Initiative. He is a seasoned politician and senior leader of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. He is serving Pakistan since many years. I must say, he is like an institution for the politics. None other than Professor Dr. Ehsan Iqbal. Sir, please come on the podium.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much for a very generous introduction. Respectable guests, the delegates from EU Pakistan office, representatives from United City and Local Governments Asia Pacific, the representatives from Asia Pacific Association for the Development of Local Governance in Pakistan, Ms. Rumina Khurshid, Special Advisor to PM, Mr. 𝘿𝙗𝙤𝙣, Parliamentary Secretary, Lead Project Team, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. So I'll make a little shift and media is here and maybe the message can go outside this hall. سب سے پہلے میں اس پوری کوشش کو سراہتا ہوں کہ ایک نالج ہب منسٹری آف پلاننگ اینڈ ڈیولپمنٹ کی وساطت سے ایس ڈی جیز کے اوپر قائم ہو رہا ہے. اس سے پہلے کہ میں یہ بات کروں کہ یہ کیوں ضروری ہے، ہمیں یہ سمجھنا چاہیے کہ آج جیسے پاکستان ایک بہت بڑے بحران سے گزر رہا ہے، اس وقت پوری دنیا ایک بحرانی صورتحال سے دوچار ہے، اور خاص طور پہ اگر ہم انسانی زندگی اور حیوانی زندگی یا زندگی کی کوئی شکل بھی زمین کے اوپر اس خطۂ ارض کے اوپر دیکھیں تو پچھلے چند دہائیوں سے جو ہماری غیر ذمہ دارانہ ترقی ہے اس نے ہر طرح کی زندگی کو خطرات سے دوچار کر دیا ہے. پچھلے 5 سالوں میں تاریخ میں جب سے موسم ریکارڈ ہونا شروع ہوا ہے، پچھلے 5 سال ہاٹیسٹ پیریڈ ہیں ان دا ہیومن ہسٹری. جو سمندر کی سطح ہے وہ پچھلے 3000 سالوں میں کے مقابلے میں سب سے زیادہ سالانہ طور پہ بلند ہو رہی ہے ڈیو ٹو گلوبل وارمنگ. اسی طرح دنیا میں تقریباً 1 ارب سے زیادہ افراد ہیں کہ جو کلائمیٹ چینج کے براہ راست متاثرین میں شامل ہیں، اور پاکستان نے حال ہی میں ایک بدترین موسمیاتی تبدیلی کا اور حادثے کا سامنا کیا جس میں تقریباً 3.25 کروڑ پاکستان کے افراد اس موسمیاتی تباہی کا نشانہ بنے. اگرچہ پاکستان کی گلوبل کاربن ایمیشنز نہایت کم ہیں، لیکن ہم دنیا کے بدترین ولنریبل ممالک میں شریک ہیں. اسی طرح جو امپیکٹ ہے کلائمیٹ چینج کا، اس کے نتیجے میں جو گلوبل وائلڈ لائف ہے وہ گزشتہ 40 سالوں میں اس میں 60% سے زیادہ کمی ہو چکی ہے، تو حیوانی زندگی بھی بری طرح متاثر ہوئی ہے. 20% جو زمین کا رقبہ ہے وہ 2000 اور 2015 کے درمیان ڈی گریڈ ہو چکا ہے. وہ انسانی یا پیداواری صلاحیت کو کھو چکا ہے کہ وہ مزید ہمارے لیے زراعت کی پیداوار کر سکے. جو جنگلات ہیں، ہر منٹ دنیا میں تقریباً 30 فٹ بال کے میدانوں کی سائز اور حجم کے برابر فی منٹ جنگلات غائب ہو رہے ہیں، تو جس سے کہ ہماری جو پلانٹ کی ایکو سسٹم ہے اس کے اوپر ایک شدید دباؤ آ رہا ہے. تقریباً 8 ملین ٹن پلاسٹک ہر سال سمندر کے اندر داخل ہو رہا ہے، اور 2050 تک سمندروں میں مچھلیوں کے مقابلے میں پلاسٹک کی زیادہ مقدار ہوگی. تو نہ صرف ہم زمین کے ایکو سسٹم کو تباہ کر رہے ہیں بلکہ جو سمندری ماحول ہے اس کو بھی بدترین طریقے سے ہم تباہ کر رہے ہیں. تقریباً 800 ملین افراد بھوک کا شکار ہیں، اور وہ بدترین افلاس اور بھوک کے نتیجے میں ان کے پاس خوراک نہیں ہے. تو یہ سکور کارڈ کسی بھی لحاظ سے اس کرۂ ارض کے لیے تسلی بخش نہیں ہے. اسی لیے 2015 میں دنیا کی لیڈرشپ نے مل کر سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کو منظور کیا کہ ہم کس طریقے سے نہ صرف یہ کہ اس کرۂ ارض کی بہتر حفاظت کر سکیں، اور سسٹینیبل کا مقصد یہ ہے کہ ہم اپنی ضرورت بھی پوری کریں اور اس کے ساتھ آنے والی نسلوں کی ضرورت کے لحاظ سے بھی انہیں اسی کوالٹی آف لائف کا حقدار رکھیں. ایسا نہ ہو کہ ہوا، پانی، زمین کو ہم اتنا بیجا طور پہ استعمال کریں کہ جو ہماری آنے والی نسلیں ہیں ان کے لیے کوالٹی آف لائف کم تر درجے کی ہو جائے. تو ایک ذمہ دارانہ ترقی کا راستہ کہ جس میں ہم اس زمین کے وسائل کو اس طرح استعمال کریں کہ اس زمین کا ایکو سسٹم آنے والی نسلوں کے لیے بھی محفوظ ہو, ہمارے بچوں کے لیے بھی محفوظ ہو. ابھی آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں لاہور جیسے شہر کے اندر جو اسموگ کی صورتحال ہے, کراچی کے اندر جو پولوشن کی صورتحال ہے, اور آج سے 20-30 سال قبل جب ہم لوگ وہاں پر ان شہروں میں رہتے تھے اور 40-50 سال پہلے جب ہم وہاں بڑے ہو رہے تھے تو ان شہروں کی آب و ہوا کتنی صاف ستھری تھی. تو ہماری نسل نے ایک صاف ستھری فضا میں ان شہروں میں آنکھ کھولی. لیکن آج کے بچوں کو ہم نے کیا دیا ہے کہ آج کے چھوٹے بچے زہر اپنے پھیپھڑوں میں لے کر نشو و نما پا رہے ہیں. تو یہ وہ چیزیں ہیں کہ جن کے لیے سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کو منظور کیا گیا کہ نہ صرف یہ کہ ماحول کو بلکہ انسانوں کو ایک پائیدار ترقی اور ایک کم سے کم کوالٹی لائف کے جو پیمانے ہیں ان کا حقدار کرنے کے لیے حکومتیں ایک ایجنڈے پر مرکوز ہوں. حکومتیں اپنے لوگوں سے عہد کریں کہ وہ ان کو ایک اچھی کوالٹی آف لائف دینے کے لیے کام کریں گی. 2015 میں جب سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کا ایجنڈا ترتیب پا رہا تھا تو ہم نے 2014 میں پاکستان میں ویژن 2025 پر کام شروع کیا اور اس کو لانچ کیا, اور یو این کے ماہرین کے ساتھ مل کر ان تمام گولز کو جو ایس ڈی جیز میں شامل تھے ہم نے 1 سال پہلے پاکستان کے ویژن 2025 کے اندر شامل کیا. یہی وجہ ہے کہ پاکستان جب سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز منظور کیے گئے تو ان کے لیے تیار تھا, اور جو ہی وہ منظور ہوئے ہم نے قومی اسمبلی سے سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کو نیشنل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز قرار دے کر منظور کیا, تاکہ یہ تاثر نہ ہو کہ یہ کوئی بین الاقوامی کنونشن ہے جس کو ہم نے پورا کرنا ہے, بلکہ یہ ہمارے قومی ترقی کے اہداف ہے. کیونکہ اگر ہم نے اپنے بچوں کو تعلیم دینی ہے تو اس لیے نہیں دینی کہ دنیا چاہتی ہے کہ ہم بچے پڑھائیں. ہم نے اپنے بچوں کو تعلیم اس لیے دینی ہے کہ ہم نے ایک تعلیم یافتہ قوم بننا ہے. اگر ہم نے اپنے لوگوں کو صحت کی بہتر سہولتیں دینی ہیں تو اس لیے نہیں دینی کہ کسی بین الاقوامی کنونشن کا تقاضا ہے, اس لیے کہ اگر ہم ترقی کرنا چاہتے ہیں تو ہمیں ایک صحت مند قوم چاہیے. اگر ہم نے اپنے نوجوانوں کو روزگار دینا ہے تو وہ اس لیے نہیں کہ کسی بین الاقوامی کنونشن کا تقاضا ہے, اس لیے کہ ہم ایک نوجوان ملک ہیں, یوتھ بلج ہے, اور ہمیں اپنے نوجوانوں کو روزگار کے مواقع فراہم کرنا خود اپنی قومی ترقی کا تقاضا ہے. اور اسی طرح جتنے دیگر, چاہے وہ انصاف کے ہیں, چاہے وہ سیکیورٹی کے ہیں, چاہے وہ غربت کو ختم کرنے کے اہداف ہیں کہ 2030 تک غربت کو اگر ختم کرنا ہے تو اس لیے نہیں کہ دنیا ہم سے تقاضا کرتی ہے, اس لیے کہ یہ خود ہمارا ہدف ہے کہ ہم اپنے لوگوں کو ایک اچھا معیار زندگی اور اپنے ملک سے غربت کا خاتمہ کریں. یہ سب اہداف ہم نے اپنے ترقیاتی منصوبوں میں شامل کیے اور ویژن 2025 کے تحت ان پر عمل درآمد شروع کیا. اور نہایت نامساعد حالات میں کہ جب پاکستان بدترین معاشی بحران میں تھا, پاکستان میں 18 گھنٹے بجلی نہیں تھی, پاکستان میں لا اینڈ آرڈر کی سچویشن بدترین تھی, ہم نے 3 سالوں کے اندر پاکستان کو الحمدللہ ٹرن اراؤنڈ کر کے دکھایا. پاکستان میں سی پیک کی روشنی میں اربوں ڈالر کی سرمایہ کاری آئی, جس سے ہمیں توانائی کا بحران حل کرنے میں مدد ملی, ہمیں انفراسٹرکچر بنانے میں مدد ملی, پاکستان کی معیشت ترقی پہ گامزن ہوئی, پاکستان میں سرمایہ کاری آنے لگی, ہم نے سوشل سیکٹرز کے اندر نئے نئے منصوبے شروع کیے, تعلیم اور صحت کے اندر انویسٹمنٹ کو دائرے کو بڑھایا گیا تاکہ لوگوں کو بہتر تعلیم اور صحت کی سہولت ملے, خواتین کے لیے, بچوں کے لیے پروگرام شروع کیے گئے, اور پاکستان کا پہلی دفعہ جو قبلہ ہے ترقی کی طرف مڑا, اور اس کی تعریف نہ صرف ملک کے اندر ہوتی تھی بلکہ بیرون ملک اداروں نے بھی پاکستان کو ایک तेज तरीन उभरती हुई मईशत करार दिया। प्राइस वाटर हाउस ने कहा 2017 में कि अगर हमने पाकिस्तान की यही रफ्तार देखी तो 2030 तक ये दुनिया की टॉप 20 इकोनॉमीज में शामिल हो जाएगा। लेकिन फिर 2018 में हुकूमत तब्दील की गई, मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि हो गई, की गई, और ज़बरदस्ती हमें हुकूमत से निकाला गया। चलें, हादसात होते हैं कौमों की ज़िंदगी में, हमारे साथ भी हादसा हुआ, लेकिन अगर ये हादसा हुआ था तो जो कौमी तरक्की के मंसूबे हैं उन्हें जारी रहना चाहिए था, उनमें तसलसल रहना चाहिए था। वो सफ़र जो हमने विजन 2025 के तहत शुरू किया, क्या ही अच्छा होता कि उसको जारी रखा जाता और कहा जाता कि हमारे सियासी नज़रियात फ़र्क हैं लेकिन कौमी तरक्की के अहदाफ फ़र्क नहीं है, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स के अहदाफ फ़र्क नहीं है। लेकिन फिर आपने देखा कि इन 4 सालों में हर वो चीज़ जो हमारी हुकूमत ने की थी उसको शैतानी करार दिया गया, उसको ईवल करार दिया गया, उसको रद्दी की टोकरी में फेंका गया, हर चीज़ को अबाउट टर्न किया गया। नतीजा ये है कि उस डिसरप्शन के नतीजे में आज हम एक बदतरीन मुआशी बहरान का शिकार हैं। आज हमारी हुकूमत भी उसी हादसे का शिकार है जिस हादसे का शिकार पाकिस्तान क्लाइमेट चेंज से हुआ है। क्लाइमेट चेंज के अंदर पाकिस्तान का कोई दखल नहीं है, हमारी ग्लोबल एमिशंस लेस देन 1% है, लेकिन हम दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा शिकार क्लाइमेट चेंज का हुए हैं, जबकि उसमें हमारा कोई गुनाह नहीं है। आज ये हुकूमत भी उन सख्तियों का मुकाबला कर रही है जिन सख्तियों को पैदा करने में इसका 0.0 हाथ है। तो जैसे पाकिस्तान किसी और की गैर जिम्मेदार तरक्की का निशाना क्लाइमेट चेंज में बना, आज किसी और की हरकतों के नतीजे में हमारे ऊपर एक इकोनॉमिक डिजास्टर जो है वो मुसल्लत है जिसका हम सामना कर रहे हैं। लेकिन इंशाअल्लाह ताला जैसे 2013 में हमने पाकिस्तान को टर्न अराउंड किया था, अब फिर टर्न अराउंड करेंगे और पाकिस्तान को दोबारा मुस्तहकम भी करेंगे, क्योंकि ये हमारा मिशन हमारे आने वाली नस्ल के साथ है। हमने 75 साल ज़ाय कर दिए हैं इन्हीं दायरों के सफर में, 10 कदम आगे 20 कदम पीछे, सियासी अदम इस्तेहकाम, पॉलिसियों का अदम तसलसल, ये खेल अब खत्म करना है और हम सबको संजीदगी के साथ अपनी नौजवान नस्ल को, आने वाली नस्ल को एक ऐसा पाकिस्तान देना है कि जो दूसरों से कर्जे ना मांग रहा हो, जो दूसरों से कर्जे रोल ओवर ना करा रहा हो। हमें एक खुददार, खुद मुख्तार और खुशहाल कौम अगर बनना है तो हमें मिलकर काम करना है। इस बहरान से निकलने के लिए सब ने कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर अपना किरदार अदा करना है। जब किसी घर में आग लगी होती है तो उस वक्त अगर घर वाले आपस में झगड़ा करें कि ये आग किसने लगाई है, तो फिर आप आग का इंतजार करें कि वो सारे घर को जलाकर खाकस्तर कर दे। जब घर में आग लगी हो तो हर किसी ने अपने हिस्से की बाल्टी पकड़ के उस आग को बुझाने के लिए अपना किरदार अदा करना है। एक दफा आग बुझ जाए फिर आपस में बैठ के फैसला किया जा सकता है कि आग किसने लगाई थी। ये एक बहरानी दौर है। इस दौर से और इन मुआशी चैलेंजेस से निकलने के लिए हमें एक कौम बनकर सबको अपना किरदार अदा करना है। ये टाइम पोलराइजेशन का नहीं है, ये टाइम इंतशार का नहीं है, ये टाइम इत्तेहाद का, यकजहती का और एक दूसरे के साथ मिलकर मुल्क को इन बहरानों से निकालने का है। और इसके लिए हम इंशाअल्लाह ताला कमर बस्ता हैं। और जो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स हैं, इसमें पाकिस्तान के लिए सबसे अहम जो शोबा है वो बल्दियाती इदारे और लोकल गवर्नमेंट्स हैं। यही वजह है कि 2015 में हमने लोकल गवर्नमेंट समिट मुनक्कद की थी और उस लोकल गवर्नमेंट समिट के अंदर जो हमारे लोकल गवर्नमेंट्स के सरबराहान थे ان کا ایک ڈیکلریشن جاری کیا تھا اور انہیں اونرشپ دی تھی کہ آپ اپنے اپنے بلدیاتی اداروں، ضلعوں میں، شہروں میں سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کے لیڈرز بنیے، اور حکومتوں کا یہ فرض ہے کہ وہ لوکل گورنمنٹس کو سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کو اچیو کرنے کے لیے انیبل کریں، با اختیار کریں اور با وسائل کریں۔ میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ اگر ہم نے سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کو حاصل کرنا ہے تو اس کا ایک ہی راستہ ہے کہ پاکستان کے اندر مضبوط بلدیاتی نظام کی بنیاد رکھنی ہے۔ اگر ہم نے جمہوریت کو اس ملک میں چلانا ہے، اس کی بھی ایک ہی شرط ہے کہ اس ملک کے اندر مضبوط بلدیاتی اداروں کی بنیاد ہونی چاہیے۔ اگر ہم نے عوام کے مسائل کو حل کرنا ہے، اس کا بھی ایک ہی راستہ ہے کہ اس ملک کے اندر مؤثر بلدیاتی اداروں کا قیام اور ان کی صلاحیت کو ہم مضبوط کریں، اس کے ذریعے جو عوام کے مقامی مسائل ہیں، جو عوام کے بنیادی مسائل ہیں، ان کو ہم حل کر سکتے ہیں، وگرنہ صوبے جو ہیں وہ ان کو وہ ریلیف نہیں دے سکتے۔ 18ویں ترمیم سے پہلے ایک مضبوط مرکز تھا، مرکز نے 17 شعبے لوڈ شیڈنگ کر کے صوبوں کے حوالے 18ویں ترمیم کے ذریعے کر دیے، لیکن 18ویں ترمیم کا مقصد فوت ہو گیا ہے، چونکہ صوبوں نے وہ اختیارات جو مرکز سے حاصل کیے تھے ان کو ضلعوں کی سطح پہ، مقامی حکومتوں کی سطح پہ ڈیوالو نہیں کیا۔ 18ویں ترمیم سے پہلے ایک مضبوط مرکز تھا جس کی وجہ سے اختیارات کا ارتقاء، ایک مرکوز تھے، اختیارات کی سینٹرلائزیشن تھی۔ 18ویں ترمیم کے بعد مضبوط سینٹرلائزڈ صوبے جو ہیں وہ اب ان گورنیبل ہو گئے ہیں، اور وہ ترقی کے اس سفر کو آگے لے جانے میں ایک رکاوٹ بنے ہوئے ہیں۔ 18ویں ترمیم کی سپرٹ کے مطابق ضروری ہے کہ جیسے مرکز سے اختیارات صوبوں کی طرف آئے، صوبے اپنے اختیارات نیچے لوکل گورنمنٹس کی طرف منتقل کریں، تبھی ہم ایک سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ کے راستے کو آگے لے کر جا سکتے ہیں۔ اور مجھے خوشی ہے کہ جو یہ آپ کی لوکل گورنمنٹس کی ایسوسی ایشن ہے پاکستان میں، جس طرح سے اس نے خاص طور پہ پنجاب کے اندر بلدیاتی اداروں کا مقدمہ لڑا اور پھر سپریم کورٹ سے ایک تاریخی فیصلہ بھی حاصل کیا، وہ مبارکباد کے مستحق ہیں۔ اور میں آپ کو یقین دلاتا ہوں اپنی جماعت کی طرف سے اور حکومت کی طرف سے کہ ایک مضبوط مؤثر لوکل گورنمنٹ کے لیے ہم ہر وقت آپ کے ساتھ اور شانہ بشانہ رہیں گے۔ آخر میں یہ کہوں گا کہ یہ نالج ہب اطلاعات اور معلومات شیئر کرنے کا ایک اچھا ذریعہ بنے گا، لیکن ایک سٹڈی ہے جو سٹینفورڈ یونیورسٹی کے پروفیسرز تھے، جیفری پیفر اور رابرٹ سٹن، انہوں نے کی تھی کہ جو آرگنائزیشنز بیمار ہوتی ہیں یا انیفیشینٹ ہوتی ہیں، وہ اس لیے ہوتی ہیں کہ ان کے اندر نوئنگ اور ڈوئنگ گیپ ہوتا ہے۔ جو کچھ وہ جانتے ہیں وہ اس کو عمل میں نہیں ڈھال سکتے، ان کی ناکامی کی وجہ ہوتی ہے فیلئر ٹو ٹرن ٹاک انٹو ایکشن۔ وہ بات کے گفتار کے تو غازی ہوتے ہیں لیکن وہ عمل کے زیرو ہوتے ہیں۔ تو ہمیں بھی آج اپنے ملک کے اندر جو ہم ٹاک کرتے ہیں اس کو ایکشن میں ڈھالنے کی ضرورت ہے۔ ہم بہت قابل ہیں، ہم بہت سمجھ رکھتے ہیں، ہماری ہر وزارت میں، ہر شعبے کے اندر معلومات کے انبار لگے ہوئے ہیں، لیکن ہم اس علم سے فائدہ اٹھانے کی صلاحیت نہیں رکھتے۔ تو اٹ از اباؤٹ ٹائم کہ وی ٹرن نالج انٹو ایکشن۔ سیکنڈلی، بہت ساری آرگنائزیشن جو ہیں وہ اس لیے، بہت ساری حکومتیں یا تنظیمیں یا آرگنائزیشنز اس لیے کامیاب نہیں ہو سکتی کہ ان کے اندر جو انسینٹیو سسٹم ہے وہ سٹیٹس کو پروموٹ کرتا ہے، اور ہمارا بھی جو سرکاری شعبہ ہے اس کا جو مذہب ہے وہ یہی ہے کہ سٹیٹس کو کیسے برقرار رکھنا ہے۔ کوئی نئی چیز، کوئی تبدیلی، اس کو پورا نظام ریزسٹ کرتا ہے۔ تو اس لیے ہاؤ ٹو بریک دا انرشیا آف اسٹیٹس کو یہ بھی بہت ضروری ہے کہ اس کو ہم کس طرح آگے لے کے چلیں. اور یہ اس کی وجہ یہ بھی ہے کہ انسان فطرتاً ایک کمفرٹ زون کے اندر رہنا چاہتا ہے. کوئی چیز جو جیسے وہ کرتا آیا ہے سالوں سے، اس سے ہٹ کے جب ہو تو اس کو ڈسکمفرٹ فیل ہوتی ہے. تو ہم کس طریقے سے وہ انسینٹیوز کریٹ کریں کہ یہ نالج جو نالج ہب کے ذریعے آئے گا یہ ایک پروڈکٹیو نالج بنے، یہ ایکشنیبل نالج بنے، اور اس کے نتیجے میں ہم اپنی سطح پہ حکومتوں کی، مرکز، وفاق، صوبہ اور بلدیاتی یا مقامی حکومتوں کی سطح پر اس سے فائدہ اٹھاتے ہوئے سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کی طرف جو ہمارا سفر ہے اسے ہم تیز تر کر سکیں، چونکہ اسی کے اندر ہماری سیلویشن ہے. اور ہم نے منسٹری آف پلاننگ کے ذریعے کافی منصوبے شروع کیے ہیں، جن میں ایک جو بہت ہمارا میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ نیا انیشیٹو ہے، وہ پاکستان کے مستقبل کے لیے بڑا کلیدی ہوگا. کہ 2017-16 میں ہم نے ایک سروے کیا تھا ملٹی ڈائمینشنل پاورٹی انڈیکس کا، جس سے پہلی دفعہ پاکستان میں ضلعوں کی سطح پر غربت کا تخمینہ لگایا گیا تھا. لیکن اس سال ہم نے پہلی دفعہ اس سروے کے روشنی میں جو 20 پورسٹ ڈسٹرکٹس ہیں ان کو سوشیو اکنامک ایکسلریٹڈ ڈیولپمنٹ کے لیے، تاکہ ان کے ایس ڈی جیز کے انڈیکیٹرز کو ہم بہتر کر سکیں، ایک نیا پروجیکٹ شروع کیا ہے جو پاکستان کے 20 پسماندہ اور غریب ترین اضلاع میں وہاں کی سماجی اور اقتصادی ترقی کے عمل کو تیز کرے گا، تاکہ اگلے 5 سے 10 سال کے اندر ان علاقوں کو ہم پاکستان کی جو نیشنل ایوریج ہے اس کے اوپر لے کر آ سکیں. اس میں 11 اضلاع بلوچستان کے ہیں، 5 اضلاع اندرون سندھ کے ہیں، اور 3 اضلاع غالباً خیبر پختونخوا کے ہیں، اور ایک ضلع جو ہے وہ 4 غالباً خیبر پختونخوا کے ہیں، اور ایک جو ہے راجن پور وہ پنجاب کا ہے. تو یہ ایک نیا ہمارا انیشیٹو ہے جس سے کہ پاکستان میں ہم جو پورسٹ آف دا پور ڈسٹرکٹس اور ریجنز تھے ان کو ترقی کے دھارے میں تیزی سے آگے لانے کے لیے قدم اٹھا رہے ہیں. اس کے علاوہ جو ہمارا نیشنل ڈیولپمنٹ ایجنڈا ہے اس میں ہم نے خاص طور پہ پلاننگ کمیشن کے اندر یوتھ اور جینڈر یونٹ قائم کیا ہے، تاکہ خواتین ہماری تمام قومی ترقی کے منصوبوں میں خواتین اور نوجوانوں کو خاص طور پہ ٹارگٹ کر کے آگے بڑھنے کے مواقع دیے جائیں، چونکہ انہی 2 طبقوں کے ذریعے ہماری مستقبل میں ترقی کا انحصار ہے. تو میں آپ سب کو مبارکباد دیتا ہوں اس ٹیم کو جس نے یہ نالج ہب تیار کیا ہے، اور میں امید کرتا ہوں کہ اس سے سسٹینیبل ڈیولپمنٹ گولز کو آگے بڑھانے میں مدد ملے گی. پاکستان زندہ باد.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we arranged lunch for all of you in Zamana Restaurant. Kindly join us in Zamana Restaurant for lunch. Thank you. Okay.